akshaxítxh xhatángi kaguantam na xhatxítxh chitqat juan ayajat kahita hunakawa xhatxítxh ish akbentan xhatxítxh. My Lingit name is akshaxítxh, and when I was born, from what my mother told me, because my mom was from Haines, they would take trips to Haines, and as you know, akshaxítxh was at that time up there working as an artist, and when she saw my mother with me, she said, bring her over here. So that she took me, and she said, I'm going to break a rule, and it's the usually your name is not given to someone until after you're gone. She said, so I'm going to break a rule and give her my name right now. So that's how I got the name. But if you want to see my weavings, you'll just feel sorry for me because I'm terrible at weaving. And I really enjoyed it, but I'm really slow. I took a couple of classes. So it was an expectation that people have of me, me having that name, that I would be an artist. But instead I became a teacher. And so I decided that what I'd like to do is, because there's so many people that approach you and say, can you help me write my name? Or how do you spell this? How do you write this? So, and it's really hard on me to be here because I don't have a board. And what's a teacher without a board to write on? And somebody was supposed to bring me some pads to write on so that you can see, because this is a writing class. So it's kind of strange that that they would do this. But if you're here to do the writing, then I think you should move to the table up here. Trying to get rid of stuff here. Got lots of room, and I see on the program it says you're supposed to have your writing pads, so you're not going to have to turn it in or anything. It's just for the practice of being able to write the language. And okay, I have to. Thanks. It just depends on who you ask about how many letters are there in the Tlingit language. It goes anywhere from 48 to 52. But that's not what we're here for. We're not going to try to figure out how many letters there are. And, but one thing that is really interesting is we just love the X's. There's 8 of them. And the K's. So this session we will talk about what happens to your teeth, your lips, your tongue when you say certain letters. And that gives you a clue as to how to write it. But I think it's, I should have redesigned this room before I got here. Can we get this out of the way, please? I don't need it. Whichever way. What I wanted to do is to have you have room up here. And if you don't have paper to write on, then I still need to see your lips when you say the letters. And you're going to be saying them. Is there a light up here?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
bringing in the
Good.
whiteboard.
Okay. The Tlingit language has 8 vowels. And usually I try to make sure my students really know the vowels, because you can go from there and it helps you a lot to know it. So I spend a lot of time making sure you know the vowels. There's 8 of them, and you can see I'm getting it really straight there.
Yeah. You want,
Is there 2?
do you want the A's together?
Yeah. What happened? Oh, there it is. I forgot to tell you that I'm not legally blind, but I will be. So, oh, geez. So it makes it difficult for me. So if I can't see you when you raise your hand, it's been kind of interesting coming here, because a lot of people come up to me and recognize me. I can recognize them by their voice, and so far I'm doing good. I messed up on 2 sisters that really sound alike. I don't like these rooms. Okay, now I think I have 8. I think I started too low on that. Okay. Can you see this? Okay. All together after me. Ah. 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 Eh. Eh. A. A. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. E. E. Ah. Ah. Eh. A. Oh. Ooh. Ah. E. All together.
Ah.
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 Oh. 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 Very good. You guys are fast. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. See how smart you are. What? All together. All together. You're really cautious on those two. This one. Kind of interesting. After I take all these posters down, you guys are staring at it like it's all. That was great, and there are no single O's. And the confusing thing about the language is that we adopt certain words from other languages, such as ho ho. So that's confusing, that confuses the writer. So sometimes I'm presented with a spelling that contains a single O. There are no single O's. So keep that in mind. The letters that we have, I thought I was going to get paper. That's not quite. Well, we'll see how it works. Okay. We have letters that are in the throat. And those, when you hear it, that means the letter is underlined. So try underlining it to see if it's a consonant. It might work, because if it's in the throat, then you need to do an underline. Right. Can you see that? Wrong end. There we go. Can you say that one? Right down here. For those of you that don't know how to do it, say ga. Now move it to the bottom of your throat. There's room up here if you have do some writing. So that applies to letters that need to be underlined, and it's really important for the sound, and don't allow anybody to be satisfied by saying ga when you really mean ga, because they'd be saying something other than what they mean. So if we have like 8 X's, we don't have, this is one thing that I really have a hard time getting across to students is that we have 8 X's and we don't have one X that sounds like an English X. Not one. So, the underlined, when you hear, if somebody says, well, this is my name, and you hear them say it in their throat, then try writing it with the underlined letter. Okay. Try this little exercise of an English Z, and watch what you do with your teeth and your tongue. Say Z.
Z.
What happened?
Vibration.
Yeah, the vibration, but there's something very specific that vibrates. What is it? It's not your throat. You close your teeth. Now try it again. Say it. Z. See, if you don't close your teeth, then you're saying C. If you close your teeth on it, you're saying Z. There's no way you can do it without doing that. So the letters that you close your teeth on are the ones with the apostrophe. So you see Tlingit writing with the little mark on it. It's a letter where you probably need to close your teeth on it. And if you see the person saying, can you write this? And you watch them to see if they're saying it right, then you need to do an apostrophe. So the underline, the apostrophe, and then you have, and this part is confusing to a lot of people because we're visually trained to see letters. So then we try to say the letter. The W only tells you to do one thing, and that's to purse your lips when you say the letter. So you see them then pursing your lips. So this is gua. Gua. So you see what happens to your lips? Gua. Gua. Or even if it's underlined, gua. 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 And so the W, when it appears next to a consonant, it's not telling you that you should try to say that letter. It's telling you to purse your lips around this letter here. So it's something that is important in the writing of the language. So you have a period in this language. It means the same thing as in the English writing. That's where you stop. So you have wa eh, wa eh, ha eh, So that is called a glottal stop, and some of these terminologies that you need to kind of get used to it in understanding what it means, and it means a sudden stop. And in English they have that, like in oh, that kind of stop. And this is one of the hardest. Is there an eraser? Or do I just use my fingers?
Piece of paper. Paper?
You should. Need some what?
That's enough. How I didn't reckon. Did I use it?
It'll come off.
Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, the hardest letter for a non-speaker is the L that doesn't sound anything like the English L. So in this case, if you're instructing anybody to say this letter, you need to tell them it's nothing but air. So say right now, say the English L. Where's your tongue go? Behind your top teeth. Okay, put your tongue there and let the air come out, and that's the Lingit L. Lingit. So that's the very first letter I teach when I teach the language to young people. They have to know how to say that they're learning the Lingit language. Lingit. And it does appear in other words. And so those are the letters that are really unusual. And when you look at the Lingit language in writing, it is confusing because you try to apply what you know in Lingit. Did I dry that out? There you go. Okay, just the vowels. This one. You forgot already? Again. Now, can you read it? All together. Okay. The fact that we learned English first kind of gets into our brain, and we begin to use what we learned in school about the language. You see this? How do you say it in English? Okay, read that.
How are you?
Again?
How are you?
There you go. The tone mark is right here. How are you? How are you? In the Tlingit language, in most cases, the tone mark will appear on the second word. Wasa. E-A-T. Wasa. E-A-T. Read this. So, the application of the English language kind of crosses over. And after like this group, and we're doing so good, it sounds good. You come back next week, the chances are you will see this and you'll apply this to that. So you have to watch that because the tone marks are very, very important. When it appears, that's where your voice goes up. And if you don't watch the tone marks, you have to be careful because you are going to be, might be saying something else. Can you say that? T. T. What is it? That's the shoe. Forgot what I was gonna say. There's another meaning for that. And I somehow or other I forgot what I was gonna say.
Scab.
A scab. Teeth. That is, yeah. So the tone marks are very important. In the English language there are tone marks, but they don't use them. You just have to learn it. In our language we make sure we put the tone marks there because it helps you visually to see what you're trying to say. And it's really important because you might be saying something else. And so try to remember that and not getting my hands all dirty trying to.
There's wet paper there and dry paper now on the table.
The what? Oh. Where is it? Oh. Oh, geez. Shirley?
A little bird told me I might need these for tomorrow.
How am I doing? It's pretty bad. Ruined this. Okay, if you have your pens and pencils ready, we want to try to do an exercise in writing. And this will be numbers. So start with 1. Take. Take. Now write it. Say it again and then write it. Take.
Take.
Write it, please, and then I'll find out who.
Take.
You got it?
Are you?
Okay. How do you spell it?
Take.
Somebody spell it for me.
T-L-I-E. E-I. High tone or E? Apostrophe.
xhatángi what? K. xhatángi.
Good. Day. Day. Day.
Take.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Spell it.
D.
D.
Somebody.
D.
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 E.
E-I.
I.
High tone or E?
X underline. I-X underline. I-X underline.
What is it?
X underline.
X underline. Nuts. Nuts. Nuts.
Nuts.
A winner. Okay. I almost wrote it.
N
N
apostrophe.
apostrophe. Tag.
A. High tune.
S apostrophe. K.
Did everybody get the same thing? Of course. Dakun. 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 Okay. Spell.
D A
X apostrophe.
H
O.
H-O-O-N.
No H.
N
Dakun. And
X-H. Have to be X-H.
Is that right?
Clyde.
Tag.
Ayahawa.
Dakun. What's missing?
Nothing.
High tone. Gusa.
Low tone hawa.
No tone.
Dakun hawa.
Dakun. 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 Okay. Let's hear it.
Dakun.
You hear a high tone?
H high tune.
No? Tack?
K. Dakun hawa.
How many of
English
you are?
ku'a. English yanach. Achua hasyawasa shakda. Like you were saying earlier, the application of English kind of takes over sometimes.
Okay. Cajun.
We
Cajun.
know too much English.
That one's easy.
K
K. Very good. You guys are good. So, I have two markers here. Ooh. Play do should. Okay, you got it? Hey, do you shoot?
TL.
T-L,
EI.
E-I,
DOO.
okay. T-L, what?
EI.
E-I,
DOO.
high tone? Okay. You guys are doing really good. So, is there any way to raise this?
No. No, doesn't work. We could put it on the table. Okay, we're gonna have a spelling bee. Need 5 people here and 5 people here. And we need some judges. Get 2 teams.
Haku.
That's all right, we're not, okay, we need 5 people here in a row. 5 people here in a row. Okay, we need a couple of judges. Who wants to be a judge? Nobody.
Satuk.
Okay.
Do we have to know how to spell the words to be a judge?
Okay, we'll judge whether it's spelled right or not, we just need to know who finished first.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, we're gonna do numbers. So you're gonna get to write only one letter. Then you turn and give the person, you go to the back. So, I don't know, I think I need to hold on to this, yes.
Teacher, she's cheating.
Okay, you have to do all the tone marks and the marks. And if you could move back a little bit, be equal with them. One letter at a time, and you turn and give. If you see the person in front of you make a mistake, then you can make the correction, but usually it means that you don't finish in time.
What do you do for consonant blends like TL? I just write T, and then he would write L.
Just write one letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
G.
And if it's a double A, then you still write just the one letter.
Okay. Yeah.
And if it has, if it's a
letter that has a tone mark, make sure you do the tone mark. Okay, let's try this first. As soon as I say the word, you run up and write the letter, and I'll hold on to this. Don't knock me over. Okay.
Always one sound.
She said one letter.
She's gonna
H last time.
she's gonna
Okay, who got it?
This thing.
Yay, that's you here. Okay, so you got the idea? Sorry. Sorry, we're not gonna count that one.
Oh. Ja, akshaxítxh.
Okay, next. Play du should. Okay, was that a tie or was that?
Akshaxítxh.
I think they
That's what I draw.
Okay, next. Cajun. Was that a tie?
No.
No?
They got it first.
That's right? Okay. How many times did you get it?
We won twice, so we
No,
How many?
the first one didn't count.
Oh.
Once.
One?
It's one
You
to
got
one.
one piece?
Hi, Hawa. Zero guy.
Naskadushu.
Hey. The coast.
Okay, who got that one?
They did.
This side?
No, this side.
This side, yeah. So how many is that now?
Yeah.
You guys got three.
The first one was practice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would agree with you, though.
They.
So that one was a little bit too long for the board. Write it down. Dakun.
Huh?
Dakun.
That looks like an A.
Oh, it does, okay.
I see it now.
I was just like, where are you starting?
Joanne.
How?
Oh, wow, you were done already?
Was it a one?
Okay.
Good.
Squeezed another
Oh,
one in.
wait.
Are they missing an A?
They
Is it
squeezed
right?
in. Akshaxítxh.
Okay. And so they have one more.
They're pinch like, so looks like my A. My D.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a long one, so you might have to break up the word. Tahadushu.
I messed it up, sorry guys.
We got the glottal.
There you go. Still looks like a W now.
Okay, gonna teach. I think one of the important things in teaching the language is that you do not excuse anybody from not being able to say a certain letter. That means you need to concentrate a little more on them and have them say the letters right, and where it needs to be placed in your throat or in your mouth or with your teeth closed. And it's really important for them to get it right. And I heard so many times for a long time people trying to introduce themselves where they mispronounce the harder letters. So sometimes you need to do activities, or you need to do have them drill over and over. And like when I was having you do the vowels, and some of you were cautious about it, and I have you do it over and over again till you get it, till I can hear what you're trying to say. So in counting, and I use that a lot because of the mixture of letters that are in there. I had Cyril George came to my class one time, and he was talking to the students about counting, and you're going through all the words, and you get to 9 gushok, and he said, do you know that the front part of the word is gush, which is your thumb, and shuk is what?
Before.
Laughter. So here you are, you have your thumb that's laughing. And that was an easy thing for the students to remember, you know, your thumb is laughing, so gushuk. So it was kind of a fun activity that he did with the students. And it involved the numbers, which really worked well for my class. So it's the things that if you can get an elder to come and talk about numbers and what they know to share with you, and the games that you can play. The thing that I notice is that once we start teaching the counting, we go from 1 to 10 and maybe beyond it, depending on the age of the children. They never ask, how come we don't have a 0? So it's, and I was always ready with an answer, and that is, we don't count something that's not there. If it's not there, then you don't have a word for it. So we don't start with 0, we start with 1. So Are there any other comments? Thanks for sharing. That's really interesting. And I think that we need more time to share with each other, especially as language teachers, the kind of activities and things that we do that works, and with the children, depending on their age. Who teaches the small children? Anybody teach high school? Nobody? College level? Yeah, so I think it's great that we can do this and take the time to talk about the letters and make sure that when you listen to people, and if you know that this is what happens. Somebody comes and says, "Can you help me write my name?" So then they say it, and you have absolutely no clue. But if you work on it, sometimes it comes out what it is, or if they know somebody that has the same name that you know. Yeah, they need help and they're very interested in doing this. So I think it's a good idea. In all the classes that I have taught in high school and in college, we go by native names only. If they don't have one, I make one up to be used in class only, not to be. It's not a formal dedication for them to use anywhere. But what happens is, I don't know who they are. I only know them by their native names. So, and they have to learn how to write that. And when they talk to each other, they use their native names. So that's another way, because then they have to learn to write their name. And be prepared to give them a name. Those that don't have names, to give them names. And some of them get very excited because they want to go home and find out what from their grandparents. They make phone calls all across the state trying to find out what their native name is. So it helps them to recall and get that back so that it works in the classroom. Take roll and have them answer in Tlingit. And that's, as a Tlingit Haida delegate, one of the things I would teach the Anchorage delegation is to answer in Tlingit when they take our roll call every day. So do that. Even if you're not teaching the Tlingit language, do it. I did that for years. I had Koreans and Germans and Japanese and many students from everywhere, and they had to answer in Tlingit. So, if you don't have any more questions, I think we're done here. So unless you have something else to share, I appreciate you coming. Good night,
Good afternoon.